Good morning, students. So, in this lecture, we will continue to discuss Oliver Goldsmith's essay, The Man in Black. In the earlier in the earlier lecture, I have told you something about the writer Goldsmith and his style of writing. And we have also discussed the introduction of the essay, The Man in Black. Now, in this lecture, we will discuss the points which are being elaborated, which have been discussed by the writer about the man in black, about the character of man in black. So, the essay begins with a great compliment about man in black. The writer gave a great compliment, the great praise. Compliment means the praise. The writer is full of praise of the character, the man in black. The writer appreciates many goodly qualities of this character. There was a great difference between his appearance and reality. The main thing is that there was a great difference between what he looks and what he is, appearance and reality. Although he reflects prudence and uses selfish maxims. Now, what is prudence? Prudence comes arrogance, pride. He shows pride and uses maxims. He uses statements, kathan. He uses, but his heart was full of unbounded love. But for humanity, for common people, his heart was full of unbounded love. He professes himself a man hater, जैसे वो आदमी से घृणा करता, man hater, while his cheek was glowing with compassion. He shows himself a man hater, but when we look deeply, there was compassion in him. There are some people who boast of humanity, but he seems to be ashamed of his natural benevolence. Benevolence means kindness. To sum up, the man in black takes as much pain to hide his feelings. The man in black tries to hide his feelings, his kindness feeling, his feeling of compassion to others, as a hypocrite. Hypocrite means the person, the pseudo. Would we try to show his indifference? As a pseudo, a hypocrite person tries to conceal, to hide his indifference to other people. So the writer narrates some of the incidents, some of the events which they encounter on a tour. They have gone on an excursion on a country, in a country. The writer accompanied the character, the man in black, and they encountered many people. And in that journey, many things are revealed about the man in black. They discuss upon on that tour, on that journey. They discuss upon the provision that was made by the government for the poor people. They discuss in detail about the provision, about the things which government are doing for the poor people. The man in black reflects his great displeasure and anger upon his countrymen's attitude. Why? They try to relieve themselves by giving objects in charity. The government is doing a lot of work for the poor people, but the general public, they just want to relieve, they just give some things, money or objects to the poor people in charity. In his opinion, the behavior encourages, in the opinion of the man in black, this kind of tendency increases idleness and extravagance. That we are showing extravagance, we are showing very kind to others. He warned the writer that one should be cautious of beggars' false pretenses. Pretenses का मतलब बहाने बहाना. They make faces just in order to make you do some charity. He regards them as impostors. Now, what is the meaning of impostors? Matlab cheaters. They are dhokebaz, they are cheaters. He thinks that these beggars should be put in prison. So the writer and the man in black were discussing about the begging profession, and the man in black considered them, all of them, impostors, and they should be put in prison according to him. So he manifested, he shows us anger and displeasure about the beggars, that how they beg open places. Now the test of his character came on the surface, but very soon there was a test upon his character. And what happened? The old man, an old man came, which was in rags. They were in totally tattered. His clothes were torn, and requested to show mercy upon him. He was assured him that he is not a common beggar. And he came in front. The old man said that he is not a common beggar, and forced into the act of begging to support a dying wife and 5 hungry children. That he is bound by circumstances to beg because his wife is ill and he has 5 hungry children. The writer was not influenced by his narration, but the man in black was eager to help him. But he feels ashamed to discover his weakness to the writer. But earlier he has told to the writer that they are all cheaters. But in his inner heart, he wants to help the old man. Therefore, the writer provided him an opportunity by pretending to look another way. The writer tried to look another way, and in between that, the man in black used this moment by providing the old man with a piece of silver. In between, when the writer was not seeing him, was not looking at him, the man in black gave him a silver coin, and also gave him warning not to tease passengers with false stories in future. So this is the way he helped the old man. Now in the next stage, the man in black also explained to the writer that he has a profound skill in discovering the cheaters, the impostors, that he has the art. He can know that who is an honest person and who is a impostor or who is a cheater. He also said if he had been the magistrate, he would enlarge the prison for their reception. In the meantime, so they were talking about this thing, that he knew the art to find out the cheaters. In between, what happens? A sailor with a wooden leg came in their way and requested to pity upon him. At once, my friend became angry, because we have already discussed that they are all cheaters, and inquired. The sailor inquired. The man in black inquired the sailor in which act he had been disabled. That he was using a wooden leg. So the man in black asked him that how he become disabled. The sailor replied in an angry tone that he lost his leg abroad in defense of those who do nothing at home. At this reply, all my friends' importance disappeared. When he heard this reply, all his anger and pretense disappeared. He was looking for a method in which he could help the sailor without noticing him. So what happens? The sailor was carrying some bundles of chips, in which the sailor was carrying in a string. He was carrying a bundle of chips. The man in black purchased all chips in a shilling without any bargain. Without making any bargain, he purchased all his chips matches. In this way, his friend showed an air of victory. He believed that these fellows must have stolen these goods. That's why he has sold him all his chips in half price. So this was the another way, the way the man in black helped the poor sailor. But he want to show that he is not just giving money. He was not showing mercy, but he has done some good thing. He has purchased his chips in a shilling. Therefore, the man in black has an extraordinary character. There was a great difference in his appearance and reality. Similarly, another incident took place on their tour. They encountered a woman in rags who carries a child in her arms and another on her back. She was singing a ballad in a mournful tone, in a mournful voice. The appearance of my friend immediately changed by looking at a miserable condition. The color of a man in black, the face of his color changed by looking at that woman, by looking at his misery. He became perturbed to help her in any way, but there was no penny left in his pocket. There was more agony on his friend's face than the miserable woman. He feels more agony because he has no money left to help her. Therefore, he gave the woman all his shillings worth of matches. The chips which he has purchased from the sailor, he gave all that matches to the woman in order to help her. Therefore, in this way, the character of Man in Black is unique. It shows the writer is quietly influenced and full of praise and full of appreciation of this character. In a world where people boast of little things which we do in charity, this man tries to hide the feeling of charity. What charity he did, whatever the kindness act he does, he wants to do it without showing it off. So this is heavenly qualities. In every religion, it is described that one should do charity without noticing and without boasting and without discussing with others. So in the same way, the man in black try to help others without making any notice of it. I think we would also try to adopt such qualities in our character, such characteristics in our character. Thank you.